waves their paddle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. Robots in disguise. The Transformers. More than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Hey geeks, welcome to another edition of Geek Culture Unboxed. I am Lou.
Diego.
And today we have Pop Culture Shock. Hell, it's not even 1/6 scale. I don't even know what they're calling it. Miniaturized Optimus Prime. Because there's a museum scale. If you've seen their emails or their posts on social media, there's a museum scale Megatron, and that one's about 24 inches tall. We're hoping to get that in. We're talking back and forth. We're not sure yet. But this one, I purchased it because it looked really good in the promo pictures, the solicitation. My greatest disappointment, it's 10 inches tall. If it had been 12 inches, I'd been a little okay. I'd been like, okay, 12 inches for for $163.
Yeah.
For $163, 12 inches, yeah, sure. 12 inches, 10 inches for $163, and I'm like, eh. And then there's some production issues. Have you noticed So there's a little bubble.
Yeah, I see the bubble as far as paint.
There's something else over here. I can't tell if that's a bubble or what. In a minute, I'll see if the camera girl can get it.
Yeah, I see it. I see it right here.
So you see
I don't know if you can capture it.
Can you see the bubble in the video?
Right here.
There's a bubble right there, and then let's point right there on the side. I don't know if that's where they super glued them together or what. But the bubble on the top really bugs me because it almost makes it feel like a decal and not paint. Mm-hmm. I've never had a statue that had a bubble like that. The only one was a Starscream, but it had a paint. You could see it was a paint chip that had got painted over. This one, I don't know. It makes it look like the decal is coming off. But I want to believe that this is actual paint and not decal. So what else, D? What else you see?
Well, you know what? Well, for me, I'm not too fond. I never did like,
the shell shading?
Yeah, the shell shading.
I like it.
I get what they were trying to do because in the cartoon they're in halfway shade and halfway to light, and I get it. I mean, however, I do like it on the windows. I do like I don't mind it on the windows, but as far as everything else, maybe if he was glossy, I would buy into it.
Ooh, that Starscream gloss. From
the Starscreen gloss, I would buy into it, but everything's flat here, so he just looks more like a camo. CAMO, not camel. Like camouflage. He just looks more camo than he does. That I know what they're going for. Is that shine and that you're in between shade.
The reflectiveness.
Yeah. If this was glossy, I would buy into it.
Okay.
But we're gonna talk about the scale itself. We're gonna talk about the figure itself. It's a bit small. I was surprised how small it was. For the price. I don't know if we're going to get into the price right now, but yeah, for the price, I wouldn't have paid for that.
Yeah. Well, it makes me nervous because, I was excited for this one. I was excited for the Soundwave, and I don't know how tall Soundwave is. I'm hoping he's probably going to be the same size because I don't think Soundwave is bigger than Optimus, right? In the series,
he's not supposed to be.
So I'm very nervous because I think Soundwave was like 200, and so if Soundwave is the same size and 200,
yeah. No, it's a bit small, and we'll give you, and we're gonna give you some. I guess we're gonna put something side by side later on.
Yeah, we'll do a side by side another time, and that'll be a different video. But I want to put the Imaginarium Optimus side by side with this one, and you can see the difference. You'll see the difference in paint. You'll see the difference in detail. You'll see the difference in G1 quality. Like this one, you feel like he just jumped right out of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Where the Imaginarium is a more realistic take on the G1.
Yeah. And then, and this is what's a good piece about. This is what's good about this piece, is that it jumps out of the G1. You see the G1. Even the gun is G1. That's where people, that's where usually that's where, I guess, like say Imaginarium. That's where they have their creative license, so to say. They'll make the gun different, but this is all G1. I think Pop Culture Shock, right? PCS has the license from Hasbro to do this.
I believe so. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So everything just looks everything looks G1. So if you're a fan of the G1 Optimus, which I am, this is a nice piece on what I call a desktop piece. So another desktop piece, but I'm more of the sheen. I like that. I like when he's just glossy.
That Starscream really won you over.
It won me over. And then
you know what? Starscream
and then Rodimus too.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God! You're just seeing the sheen on that, and I would have liked to seen that on this character. However, what I'm really loving is the G1, just the G1 Optimus.
Yeah.
I'm
just looking at the base.
No, keep going.
And on the base, we were laughing right before we started. The little details.
Yeah, we saw that. Well, I don't know if that's Spike it's Spike or Skip or Spike, or I forgot that.
One of the humans. From
one of the humans. If that's their hard hat.
Yeah,
but we were talking about her. Hey, no, that's the from the Dozers from Fraggle Rock.
I just, I had put it in backwards. It displays well either way.
Either way,
backwards or forward. The only thing that you notice when he's displayed backwards, it wasn't seated all the way.
So you can't do any articulation. It's just one set.
Yeah. But that was cool that you get a little bit of turn. You know what I mean? You get a little bit of turn. But total, when you get the package in there, he's got his 2 arms, and then the third one. We'll put the other one on so you guys can see it. I know you started in the 360. Then there's the body, the head, and the base. So is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Very simple.
Very simple.
Yeah.
And he's got a little weight to him, not a lot of weight. When I had first got it in the mail, I could have thrown it like a football. The box from Big Bad Toy Store, I could have literally just flicked it. I was like, oh, this isn't good. But it's funny, once I started unloading, I actually felt the weight. I was like, oh, he does have some weight.
Yeah, he does have a good weight on him.
That was so weird.
Yeah.
I'm so used to my big boxes, like, oh God.
Yeah, and nothing to knock on this. It's just me. It's me being picky. One, I'm not a fan of that, but I just love. What I love is just G1, and that's what people want.
Yeah.
I preferably Lewis and I, we would just want a bigger scale. A bigger scale.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
See now if had PCS done this Optimus, I'm sure they're gonna do a museum scale.
Yeah.
They have to see the sales of the Megatron, the museum scale Megatron. So we'll see. I guess I won't jump the gun, but I don't know that this is the pose that I would want Prime in a larger scale. You know what I mean?
For me, what I would want is him in the air.
Oh, you want wow?
Yeah, where he's lifted up and he's in the air and he's shooting down at the Decepticons. I would like to see a Decepticon just.
Somebody dying.
Yeah.
One of the Seekers, maybe. Thundercracker or Skywarp.
No. It was one of the Coneheads.
Ramjet.
Was it Ramjet or No, yeah, I think it was Ramjet. Yeah.
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 Okay, but how would you execute so that he can be elevated like that?
See, and that's the thing. That's the hard thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had an answer for that. I was like, do tell.
I don't know. Maybe because of his burst. If his burst actually went to the base, because remember, like when he shot up, it was his burst.
So like a clear, transparent kind of burst.
Yeah.
So he's uplifted like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ideas, because that's the thing. Fans will request a certain pose a certain way, but it's like, how do I engineer that? So if you had the answer, it's just like PCS. Are you listening? Yeah. So it's a cool idea. I like that.
Or you know what? Another one I would have liked is that when he has his 2 hands, he's about to hit Megatron, and both him and Megatron.
When they're fighting.
Yeah, when they're fighting, he just does that. Boom.
So he does a power hand. He's just. Bam. I don't remember that, but okay.
Yeah, no, yeah, he does. He gets. He gets his hands and he hits Megatron, and Megatron ends up falling. This isn't the movie, and he ends up falling down.
That could work. You know why? Did you see the exclusive for the museum pose? Megatron's got the mace out, and so he's kind of drawn back like that. So that would work if you could get Prime and he's drawn back in, and then you pose them together. That's cool.
That would be cool.
I like it.
Yeah, but that's for another time. But in regards to this, again, you get of course, you get his axe.
You know, I don't even think that's exclusive because again, I bought this on Big Bad Toy Store. Usually, you know, they'll do exclusive.
Exclusive, yeah.
So it's cool.
But for it being a small piece, I mean, it's cool. You have that addition.
Yeah. And then it was man, I think it was like 2,000. Let me look at the card real quick. Yeah, this is 120 of 2,000. So I made 2,000 of these.
Oh my gosh.
So for those fans that were watching Geek Culture Live and said I need an Optimus, Big Bad Toy Store total with shipping was $163 to us. And shipping doesn't vary because it's what $4 shipping.
$4.
So wherever you live, $4 in the United States, at least the United States. So cool figure.
It's it's a real nice, for me. It's a real nice desktop figure. Something that you would like if you could take it to work.
I didn't even think about that. I'm sitting here telling you put it back here. You can take it to work. You want to take it to work? David?
No, because there's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of foot traffic in my office.
All right.
Yeah, and I don't want to damage that. And then people would be saying, "Oh, yeah." It's like, no.
But for man, look, I found another bubble, dude.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, look at this. So there's rub right there, and then there's a bubble. Can you see the bubble right there?
Yes, I see it. And
camera lady.
And what Lewis is talking about, if you're gonna pay $160 something for a scale of this size, they want quality work.
Yeah.
You know, people are just picky. If they're gonna spend the money, they need to see quality work. Not to say this is not quality. It's just that they want to see more of it.
It's wanting.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yes.
It's wanting.
They, just because you have 2,000 figures, or if it's mass produced, I guess you have what do they call it?
Mass production.
Yeah, it's mass production.
It's factory produced. 2,000 figures. So,
yeah,
but still.
You have the molding, and it's just factory produced. You want just a little bit more quality if you're going to spend that much money.
I don't even know if the new owners of PCS have somebody that goes over there. Because usually most of the statue producing companies, they have somebody that goes over to the factories, checks over them, whatever. The ones that are real firm about, quality control, first floor figures. Mm-hmm. Alex is on that. So PCS, you might want to improve on that. You got good quality, like the pose, like the figure, like the character, following the museum line closely.
It's not a bad figure. I'm a fan of G1. I love this Optimus. It's your preference.
Yeah.
This is not my preference. Even though I love Optimus, I would have loved them just this.
So leave that in closing. What size do you want Optimus to be if PCS does a museum scale?
Somewhere around 20 inches.
And it's gotta be above.
Yeah.
Remember, Megatron's like 24.
Yeah,
so.
it's somewhere around there. I'm just giving a ballpark figure.
Okay.
But somewhere around 20 inches.
20 inches or more.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm waiting to see what they release. Again, we'll also have the Soundwave coming in. We have this one. Now after seeing this, I'm really nervous for the Soundwave because if he's small, I'm gonna be like.
Yeah, but to go just to add on to your question, it all depends. I want it to be in scale with other Transformers. For example, I love when Optimus and Megatron are I guess larger figures because again they're the leaders.
Yeah.
And I hate it when I see a Bumblebee that's bigger than Optimus.
Yep.
That's what drives me nuts. I said no, put him in figure with that Optimus.
Yeah.
Put him in scale with that. So that's where.
I don't think anybody's ever done that right. I mean, we've collected figures before. We collected statue, and that was one thing we always wanted was everything was in scale. The Masterpiece line.
Yeah.
We're collecting that. We just wanted in scale. Watch our videos. We've been saying that for years. So, PCS, Optimus Prime, 20 inch or bigger. Keep up the good work. Keep working to improve. Still fans, even with the new transition into new ownership. But for this edition of Geek Culture Unboxed, we'll see you geeks.